The Public is a movie that features Emilio Estevez taking on many roles here as he writes, directs, and also stars in the lead role as librarian Goodson, who tends to his librarian duties each day in the public library, and that includes bonding with the regular patrons. When a cold snap makes its way through the town of Cincinnati, the patrons lock themselves in the public library to avoid the freezing temperatures. I did know very little going into this film initially, guys, other than that this was a passion project for Emilio, and I heard about this film late last year, and that the project had been in limbo for some time, I think 6 years or something like that. And so first and foremost, it's just really cool to see that this film has finally got its release, and it is starting to generate a little bit of buzz. The really cool thing to add on top of that it did finally get released, is that the film is actually pretty solid as well, so that is another plus. The other thing as well is that I actually love going into films that I haven't seen the trailer for or that I know very little about, because you go in completely fresh. You go in not knowing what to expect. The first impression that I got from this film, and this is certainly a lasting impression that I had during the duration of the film, is that it feels authentic. In fact, so much so that when the credits rolled, I actually had to do a little bit of research on this film to actually find out if it was based on a true story. Now, I won't comment either way whether it is or it isn't. I'm just going to say that this particular film, the storyline, the subject matter that it does deal with, and the ideas that's presented within the film are certainly going to resonate with an audience. Another selling point for The Public would be the remarkable cast that we have here, and Estevez plays the main character, librarian Goodson, in this film. And while I found Estevez to be likable on screen, and he certainly has charm, I haven't found him over the course of his career to be the strongest of actors when it comes to dramatic performances. But here, he's fantastic. This would probably be one of the best roles that I've ever seen him in that he really taps into the introverted personality of a librarian. There's not much dialogue with this character, and he really conveys the character through subtle body movement, and it's a really great performance here, and a very tall order given the fact that he also wrote the screenplay and directed this film. And so wearing multiple hats like that would have had to been a very huge challenge, and he definitely pulls it off. This is a great performance here. Alec Baldwin plays a negotiator in this film who has a son who's in a little bit of trouble, and we also have Taylor Schilling as a love interest, and there's also Christian Slater as a barrister who has his own personal agenda within the storyline. This film is very character driven, and it's a plus that there's a remarkable cast here on display who really give some solid performances. This film is set in two locations mostly, and what we have here are the interior locations of the library, and we also have the exterior locations of Cincinnati. And that allows the film to do a little bit of contrast work with the cinematography, the choice of angles, and also the color grading as well. And so inside the library, there's some really cool yellow hue going on, and also some handheld camera work to really depict a lot of warmth and camaraderie between the characters. To contrast that outside, we have a lot of desaturation going on within the color grading and also some Steadicam work. And the most important thing is that we really feel the cold, and that is so important for this storyline. It's not a flawless film, guys. There are a couple of writing moments in this film that I feel just didn't quite work for me, and it really came down to the police procedural element of this film and how the police would handle this particular situation. Scenes with Baldwin, Slater, and Wright in a room with monitors are oddly written at times, and I felt that the film at times is unsure who is actually in charge. Baldwin is at times, and then Wright's character is at times, and then Slater's character is at times. And look, that's fine if there's anything in the screenplay to establish that the three characters are not working together and they're fighting for dominance and position of authority, but there's really nothing in the screenplay for that. In fact, the three characters are mostly pretty cooperative in achieving their goals. Guys, it's not a flawless film, but it is a good one, and it is made with a lot of passion, and that passion really does come through in this film. And I think the cast and crew need to be commended here for finally getting this film out there as a released film, and also too that they made a pretty solid film here as well. That's not a franchise film, it's not a tentpole, it's not sequel bait setting up for more films. It's just a very good self-contained film. I'm going to give this one 4 stars, guys.
It's gonna be brutal next couple nights for sure.
We could all come stay at your place.
I would if I could.
You could, but you won't. No judgment here, though.
Look, Jackson. Listen, Use it to get some food, maybe a room.
So, have you seen The Public? Let me know in the comments below if you have, and if you have, what you thought of the film. And guys, look out for my review of Midsummer coming shortly. I'm actually checking that one out tonight, and so I'm looking forward to seeing that and reviewing it. And until next time, guys, don't forget, a weekend watching movies is a weekend well spent. Thanks for watching.